Hey everyone, and welcome to the first level review on this channel. The level I've chosen for today has been quite a divisive one over the past week, especially over on GD Twitter. Of course, Rage Quit by Blee. Before heading into the review, a little bit of context. So this level came to be as Blee's entry for a contest hosted by Waboo. Yeah, Waboo. And the prompt of the contest was to creators to recreate stereo madness. Firstly, with only 1,000 objects, then 10,000, and lastly, if you were good enough to pass to the third phase, you had no limitations and had 1 month to make the whole recreation. Rage Quit was Blee's entry for the final round, and if you've seen the reactions of the judges, it's needless to say that he claimed the victory as well as the juicy prize at the time of $1,000.
Wait, no way I jump back in. I swear. I jump back into the screen! Bro, this is way too much. I can't take all this in, bro.
So, how really is this level? Let's start with the good things about this level, since there's quite a few flaws I want to discuss later, trust me. So, I think the level gets really creative with both how it recreates Serial Madness, but also with the extra theming that Blee added to the level of a new GD player struggling to pass the very first level of the game and therefore rage quitting. Most of the level is also optimized to perfection, with the exception of a single ship part at around 40%. This level uses around, if I'm not mistaken, 31,000 objects, and it doesn't seem like it, especially in the animations, which are very smooth and well polished. I'm particularly a fan of the first animation of the level, of the guy smashing the tablet and angrily getting out of the room. I think that animation, for as many objects as it seems to be, it seems much less, but the animation is incredibly smooth and actually pretty realistic. Also, fun fact, did you know that the minimum attempts required to beat this level isn't the common 1 attempt, but rather 4 attempts? Yeah, this level forces you to die 3 times to develop the narrative using the new options and on-death triggers from the 2.2 update. And I gotta say, they are used in a pretty creative way here. Unfortunately for me, this is where the praising ends with Rage Quit. And start with the cons now. The first one is correlated with the transitions for this level, since they clearly were made with the assumption that most players have auto retry turned on. Now, most people didn't notice it because the assumption is true. Most people use auto retry, but as part of the 0.1% of players that use auto retry turned off, the experience with this level is light and day. With that option disabled, the death transitions don't loop as smoothly as they were supposed to, and basically the immersion of the level is all lost. This level also has some gameplay problems, or rather visibility problems, in 2 main areas. The first area is in the first 10% of the level, and probably it's just a skill issue by my part, but still, the camera offset and movements in this part makes me die frequently to this single spike around 14%. I've died there multiple times during the recording and even off recording when I was playing this level for the first time. But yeah, this would be a simple thing to change, just changing the camera offset to make the gameplay a little bit more visible in this section. But the second visibility problem is much larger, around 56%, or as I call it, the 9th screens part. The transition to this part is pretty smooth, however, there is zero indication to the player that you're supposed to play the gameplay on this, and if you do, there's also zero indication about which screen is not gonna be smashed by this guy, if any at all. Spoilers, it's the top center one, but so, for a player that is completely new to the level, That results in massive confusion in where to see the gameplay. Police should have indicated with some way that the top center screen would be safe to look at throughout the entire part so you could play the gameplay. He tried to nerf it, but I don't think it was enough. It was still pretty confusing to me when I first played the level. My last complaint about this level is regarding to the pacing and at some point to the theming, which is honestly all over the place, especially in the middle sections of the level. The transition from the first cube to the first ship feels supernatural to me, like if the level is rushing to pass from a cool effect based part to the next. The way this level switches songs, cuts songs for dramatic effects, and even slows them down, it all feels too fast for me and actually kind of forced. Feels like a TikTok at some point. Even thematically, that first ship part does not make sense being here. Like, I understand the previous part is like a recycling of Bliss' second entry for the same contest, but the part afterwards just failed to hit me with dopamine for no reason. So yeah, this is Rage Quit. Is it good? Yeah, I'd say so. Is it one of Bliss' best? No, for sure not. Play Change of Scene instead. Is it worth the mythic rating it received? Honestly, no. I think the community overhyped this level a bit too much upon release because of all the transitions and animations and whatnot, when in fact the level is not perfect. If you look at the level they received, from what I understood from the video, the second place at the contest, Baracco's Blitz, it's still creative as hell and only received an epic rating. And I think Rage Quit deserves a rate around that area as well, so either epic or legendary rating. Mythic, that is a bit too much. But yeah, this was my review. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make another one in the future. I just felt like this level I had enough to discuss and talk about since it was extremely divisive around the community. Some people hate it, some people praised it to death, calling it the best GD level of all time. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents about this level. But yeah, that's about it. Have a good day.